for some time. Basically, Itch.io is an indie development store slash hub slash development space, also slash store, where basically anyone can put their game on there and you can play it for free or you can charge. It's basically just like, think of it as a Steam just for people's ideas, which means they can kind of breathe and you get a lot of interesting stuff on there. Just looking at this front page, squad-based survival strategy, this weird thing, dating sim about wrestlers, again about not spilling your coffee, and you know, I think you can get some pretty cool stuff off there. So the idea is we're going to click this button, which just gives you a random game. Could be absolutely anything. And we'll play it until we get bored. And we'll just do it until I get bored. Which is basically an excuse for me to play games I wouldn't normally play. Because why not? It's also probably doing it for the first time. Probably counts as somewhat of a tech test. Just to make sure that I'm doing everything correctly and all that jazz. Also good for me to check if I'm in fact live. And streaming in like anywhere close to decent quality. Steep stream configuration quality acceptable. I'll take acceptable. So let's press random and see what we get. We're doing free stuff only because some of the paid stuff can be really expensive and I don't want to like price myself in basically. Let's see what we get. Google Chrome can't run this app, so off to a good start. Next game. Never mind. Reprobate, a game about choices and lack thereof, by Echo Boots. A submission for Ruin Jam 2014. Interesting. Nobody wants to be in jail on a Friday afternoon, least of all you. But if you want to help your clients get back on probation, you need to learn more about what happened while they're being held. So you're travelling to the Gaul? That's Irish, isn't it? County Jail to get 2 client stories. Here's hoping you think some kind of plan. To be the first installment of life simulation games. Apparently it's easier to play the game here. So we're kind of like playing a solicitor? Interesting. Just making sure everything works correctly. Okay, I kind of dig the idea of a game about being a solicitor. So let's quick play. I don't know if it has sound or anything, and if there isn't sound then... no, we'll figure it out. So it's either going to the Galway County Jail on Friday afternoon, so it's only time during the week you're able to make it over there. As you walk in through the front door, you see a few people waiting on rigid plastic chairs with glazed expressions on their faces. A few of them are small children with them. They've probably been here a little while, but they'll have to wait even longer still. Visiting hours for feminine members don't start for another hour. Text Blink game. Haven't played one of these in a while. I'm glad. I guess it's more of a story game, but definitions. You're gonna have to learn how to pronounce Gaul. Unlike the poor souls in the waiting area, you come to the Gow County Jail every week as part of your job. You do your best to make sure the people being held at this facility awaiting trial get good representation and a fair shake in an unjust system. You see a lot of human misery and often aren't able to help. Sometimes you are, and that's why you're here. There are 2 clients you'd say, both of whom are being held on probation detainer. If I click this, it's going to give me an explanation. Ah, cool. I like that. Someone who won't be released until their matter is resolved. If they're reprobated or discharged, they'll be released from the courthouse on the next court date. If they're imposed a sentence, they go to jail. Okay. We should give the correctional officer your paperwork so you can get started. Have some paperwork. Oh, I need to click correctional officer. She's standing behind the glass reading a magazine. You have to wait a few minutes before she looks up. She rolls her eyes when she sees you standing there, but you smile and wave and dutifully place your bar card and photo ID into the bin. Attorney visit. She asks, sliding the bin onto the other side of the glass and taking out your documents. You attempt to retort that you're a visiting family member and you're just borrowing the bar card, but you hold your tongue and nod. Tongue and nog? Nod. I'm here to see Jane and John Doe, you reply instead. Go away with their counsellor, she says, pointing to one of the rigid looking plastic chairs. Plays first bag into bin, slides back in the glass, and makes a shooting motion. Every time it gets a good part, you hear a mutter. So we can review our case files. I probably will stop reading everything verbatim. Probably isn't good for everyone. I'll try and paraphrase it. I assume everything's going to be on the screen long enough to read. I'm liking the setup. So Jane Doe. Usually when we help you go to MCI Sadface. She has an alias Jane Doe. I'm guessing these are all placeholder names. It did say it was in development. There's no information to explain why she's at the Gao County Jail. She was convicted for resisting arrest. No other conviction list on date, so you can't even hope to guess at what she was arrested for. Probably wasn't enough evidence to convict her on it. No new charges. Looks like straightforward. Didn't meet a probation condition and didn't report to her probation officer. So we need to speak to her. Okay. So, resisting arrest, but no thing she was charged for. So still waiting in the lobby. So we can take 2 files, a legal tablet, pen and locker key. We'll read John Doe's file. Convicted for possessing heroin, put on probation with drug screens and substance use treatment. Failed a couple of them, kicked out of his house. No new charges, so basically didn't stay off the drugs after getting convicted for the drugs. So still waiting. Someone's come to talk to us. It says, this is ridiculous, how long have you been waiting? Maybe they're changing shifts. Always have to wait an hour to meet to his clients. And we'll keep waiting. Okay, cool. We now get to meet our clients. So you can either speak to Jane Doe or John Doe. It hasn't really explained which one is which. Again, I'm guessing placeholder names. She asks who. You try to ask her who's Doe and who's other Doe because it's really acceptable. Let's go room 1. Okay, so this is Jane Doe. Wearing jail scrubs. Regal presence. Okay, so that's what our legal tablet does. Let's ask her what happened. Didn't comply with terms of operation. It's a bit snippy. I'm trying to help you out here. Why do you think that? Got arrested again, was simply walking down the street. I'll take the slightly less belligerent route. So, says she didn't punch him. Waited for him to move, he didn't. Passing me down, found my Leatherman, then they took me and found him blade. What's a Leatherman? It sounds like a type of gun. We should probably ask why they had a blade with them anyway. Okay. Interesting. Try to say as a trans without any protection, you'll be dead meat, gotta protect myself. Apparently that is not a legal defense for carrying weapons. Okay, we'll speak to the probation officer about that. Okay, interesting. We can just ignore our other client if we want. Doesn't seem like something a good solicitor would do. So let's go talk to John Doe. It's no older than 25. Client with addiction always looks older than they are. Tends to be what happens with people on heroin. So let's see. You want to be in a program? Asking why he used is a bit of a stupid question to a drug addict. It's probably because, you know, he's a drug addict. Got me a job, and they let him go with no warning. No job, can't stay at the house. Okay, panicked and used heroin. See if, well, I assume he wants to go back because he said he wants to go back. See what we can do for him. Going to group Scott Bible study. Wants to go back into treatment. I wonder if we go back and speak to the other one. Okay, so this is just going to loop. So I'll just go back through that. Let's go. Get our belongings. End chapter 1. There's no chapter 2. That seems like a flaw. Okay, so that was Reprobate, a game about choices and lack thereof. Just add that to a collection, just to see what happens. That was interesting. It seems like a decent setup. I like the idea of being a solicitor trying to get your clients out of jail. You just seem to be lacking somewhat in detail and just very bare bones. But you tend to get stuff like that next year just because people are starting out. A lot of games are in progress. Let's see what we get that hopefully won't work because of Chrome extension. Caffey's Notebook, a short and simple 2D puzzle platform that can be beaten in 10 to 20 minutes. Perfect. Traverse obstacles using the laws of physics by creating gravity wells. Explore the thoughts of Caffey, a physics student as he learns the subjects and tries to get through life. This is downloadable. 24 megabytes. That probably won't take too long, right? As we can see the download speed on this really high-tech streaming setup. Additional artwork by Prashanthi Immaculate Kure. I really hope that person's middle name is actually Immaculate. Looks like this will actually have emails? Music in it. Then we can find out if the music actually works or not. I guess this is going to be one problem when you do random games. Occasionally you're going to find a game that you're going to have to download, which I guess can cause all kinds of technical issues and whatnot. Let's see what this person has made also. Just Caffey's Notebook from Mercury 7. Let's actually close Reprobate. See, I like story games like that. I just think a lot of it relies on having a really fleshed out world and interesting choices. And it seemed like that was just kind of, you know, getting going. And looks like there was a chapter 1 but no chapter 2. This is almost open. Opening blank exe files. What could go wrong? Especially when it points to System 32. I probably need to extract this somewhere, don't I? And that's why we made a folder for it. There we go. Oh, Game Maker Studio. I tried to make a game in Game Maker once. It was surprisingly difficult. Yep, that's music. That's loud music. I don't know if that's coming through or to you guys. It's just some like soft piano music. A and D to move forward, backwards. Space is jump. Mine's a funny place to be, and I'm pretty sure it's different from everyone else's. So isn't everyone unique in a way? So So we're a physics major. Already experiencing something different because I couldn't do physics in my life. First day of semester, first physics class. We miss home, we haven't really lived alone before. Plenty of people in a dormitory, but it's not the same as being at home. Got to know Tommy and Ruth. Tommy studies business, Ruth is from engineering. But they spend all night in 24-hour coffee shops talking endlessly. Yeah, I remember that from uni, if you kind of swap 24-hour coffee shop for the hall and playing Mario Kart. They're nice people, or maybe it's how we all cope. Let's go through the door. Space. I assume we're not meant to read the notes, because I'm not going to read physics formulas out. I don't think that's going to be entertaining for anybody. Oh Christ. Don't press buttons, I guess. Yeah. Every reaction has an equal and opposite reaction. Newton's laws aren't about philosophy or spirituality, it's about boring stuff like forces. That seems like a strange thing to say for a physics student. Only crackpots who don't understand science would try to use Newton's laws to say new agey crap. Funny thing is, Isaac Newton is actually the kind of person who believed in this shit. He had a pretty unusual interpretation of practiced alchemy. I wonder if that's true. I guess that was the kind of rage back then, was alchemy and trying to turn stuff into gold. In learning physics, there will be moments when you're struggling to understand something difficult or solving a hard problem, then suddenly all the thoughts suddenly snap into place. I might call it a eureka moment. Space to jump. Yep. Whoop. I'll keep trying to use S. Collect the green kernel. Okay. Platforming. Just need that small kernel of thought. Potential wells. An equilibrium state's particle set into the lowest point of potential. Okay. That's too much physics for me already. Achieve your fullest potential sounds juxtaposed with the term potential we learn about in physics. One sounds positive and empowering, the other is eternally forced you to stay at your lowest point. Okay, so a potential well is something about being the lowest point when we... Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of with Ruth on this. Okay, we have a 1984 reference. Wait, what? To create a gravity well, click left click at desired location. Okay. Okay, so we can create one. So it's kind of like a portal gun. So, okay, so it drags things, because it's gravity well, it drags things towards it, and then you can use it to drop stuff. Okay. Neat. Otter and elephants, favourite animals, interesting. You can jump into the gravity well yourself. Inside the well, use WASD to oscillate in desired direction. Destroy right click at the well to right to boost into the direction of your oscillation. Press shift to dampen your oscillation. So, let's see. So if I click up and then destroy it. Okay, I see. I kind of get it. So we could jump and it kind of like that. Press keyboard up to okay, that's a checkpoint. Aha! Quick checkpointing. Every game should have it. There we go. Okay, I kind of dig this. Oh, apparently we're in a relationship with Tommy now. And this is causing problems with within our little group. So... Ooh, I'm gonna struggle with this. Oh yeah, we don't have to destroy it straight away. Okay, almost got it. I actually like this. Is a pretty clever mechanic, actually. Hey, Robson. I will get the hang of this. What? Oh, god damn it. It's taking a while to get used to the fact that your momentum doesn't stick. Oh, can you not see anything? Oh. Whoops. Let's try something. See, I didn't realise that was happening. See, this is why it helps to have at least one viewer. Okay, so... That's very interesting. So why doesn't that work, I wonder? As I quickly tried to figure it out. So okay, so you see windows. The problem is basically I'm trying to... Oh god. I'm trying to turn on every setting that might bring up the game. Ah, that looks like I did it. I think one of the problems doing something like this is going to be getting the systems to work. Can you see it now? Right, okay, so basically this is like a physics platformer where you can create these wells of gravity and when you use your momentum to kind of fling yourself up and around. Except that would be the plan if I was any good at this kind of game. Ah, no! There's probably a better way of trying to navigate this. There we go. There's the second checkpoint. Yeah, so basically it's like you click to place the well and you can only have one, and you use was to like channel your direction, and then you kind of go from there. So you jump, you get some momentum, fling yourself up, continue to fling oneself up, and try not to screw it up like I keep doing. I think I'm slowly getting the hang of it though. Oh! Who needs E3, eh? When you can have me... Yeah, it's like a very extreme grappling hook. Okay, that wasn't... Oh, you know what would have been the easiest way to do this? like that, but if you did it right. There's also a bit of background in the story. Yeah, if you try and swing your weight in too hard, you just plummet into the floor. See, okay, so we can flip ourselves around. Okay, that's a little too much for me. I like the idea, it's just I am very bad at it. So let's click next. If you missed the intro, Robson, basically what we're doing is clicking the random button on Itch.io and seeing what the hell comes up. So now we're going to play O Blossom by Armin, a visual novel. We're getting all the story games. We already had a game where we were a solicitor that ended very abruptly. A strange forest and someone you make getting hit by a bus a lot more eventful than usual. Discover the secret behind the blossoms. There's 4 different endings. And it's downloading, we've got 4 minutes to kill. So while we wait for that, let's see if we can find something to play in the meantime. Mighty Egg. Oh, by the way, Robson, are you getting music? I realised I'm going to have to switch, yeah, sorry, I'm going to have to switch between how OBS does all these. Okay. Space Blast. Also, do you get the music? Good. Touch to begin. I don't know what's happening. I wish I knew what was happening. Is this like some kind of asteroid? I can only click the mouse. What is this? What? There's no controls. We're apparently shooting some kid in a Chelsea shirt and bees and whatever these are. Well, gameplay is very basic. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing or how to progress. There's like a number in the top left corner ticking up. Yeah, I don't like it. Next game. Rolling Gauntlet. Text the dexterity of your fingers and the strength you resolve this original yet familiar game. Original yet familiar. The objective is simple. Guide the orb through each level's course to the end. So it's like Super Monkey Ball? Do not be fooled. Within lies many perils to be braved. High-speed electric repulsion fields, teleporters, pressure-sensitive drop platforms, and various other obstacles. I wish that didn't pop up every time. Will you second guess your jump? Will you underestimate your momentum? Will you let down your guard? If that game was the only game left in humanity, From laughable to impossible, we keep victory in sight and let it roll away. Welcome to Rolling Gauntlet Trials. So, this looks like it's a demo of a game. 4 stages. That should be good enough for a sampler. Although it is apparently going to take 40 minutes to download, or Old Blossom is 1 minute ago. So, because you won't have seen this, because the screen was screwed up, this is Old Blossom. It's a visual novel. So, a strange forest and someone new make getting hit by a bus a lot more eventful than usual. To be fair, I would say getting hit by a bus generally very eventful. You know, the art style's I'm kind of digging the art style. Look how nervous that person looks. It's very cute. So, you know, see, if my housemate was in at the moment, they love visual novels or stuff like this. I don't mind visual novels. I can be a bit hit and miss. I guess that's kind of what like the Solicitor game was about, except hopefully this is a bit more fleshed out. and doesn't end after 10 minutes after setting up the story and then not really going for it. Yeah, I agree. Getting hit by a bus is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Not one I would take. It's almost downloaded. Okay, here we go. Well, didn't count on that. This is by Armin. Oh. Who's done some other visual novels. Starry Night. Oh, it's a Shingeki no Kyojin fan game. I do not know what Shingeki no Kyojin is. I'm going to assume it's an anime. So I guess we'll see. Why is that going to take 40 minutes to copy over? Let's just play it from the original folder. What have I done to my solid state drive? That's the question. Did not count on having some like technical problems. What I don't understand is why something that's so small is taking forever to copy over. See, that looks like a zip file. Let's extract. There we go. It's a zip file. So this is like one of the good reasons to keep doing this often, is to slowly kind of get used to doing this in a smooth manner with very little transitioning and less of this, whole dead time thing. Incidentally, Robson, what do you think about our surprise day at home? Which I'm quite amused by. You're almost there, old Blossom. Right, will it now work? Looks like it. I'm going to turn down the sound presumptively because I've just got some feeling in my head about visual novels and going really loud. Oh, do you have to go in still? That's unfortunate. Did launch this, right? It's not hiding there. Are you in Task Manager? Oh dear. Frankly, I should have predicted this being beset by technical issues. Run as administrator? Yeah. Let's go back to that page and see if it has a... This isn't running. Unzip to desktop, click on either the exe or the app. Well, I guess although it shouldn't make any difference whatsoever, we can put it on the desktop. Oh, this person on fire. Well, they're meant to be on fire. Oh, there it is. I was like, I'm waiting for the copying text to come up. Oh, I see a loading thingy. This looks like it isn't going to work. And everything's downloading. Technical issues. Da 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 da. Oh Christ. Oh God. I'm not a fan already of this. Bill Chronicles of the Dope Devil. It's an RPG where you control Bill. He has real-time jail sentences, real-time swear words, real-time pot. We blow you a shotty through the computer fan, he said, as middle class as possible. An out-of-work experience from start to finish. You won't believe the things you'll see and hear in this wild and wacky game. You'll party in a frat house, go to dinner, go to work, and much, much more. Must play. You have to download it. Not super begins. Did I say... no. I just don't trust this. To not be a whatchamacallit, virus. Size matters. A game design student from Germany, already on board. 2D endless runner that has you combine the 4 abilities of tiny and tall to overcome all obstacles and defeat all enemies. Current build is only a prototype. Start downloading. It will have the levels to complete, but it's currently endless. Makes sense. It's all prototypes, so the art and music's placeholder, so I expect that a lot from Itch.io. It's not a problem, it's just good to know. If you want to reset your high score, we can type num5. This is by Denglish Designer. Size matters. Do the capital letters mean anything? I guess we'll find out in 13 seconds. I get behind Endless Runner. They're a good way to use time. As long as, you know, they work. Oh, Blossom, what you could have been. Hey, first Unity game. What size is my screen? I actually have no idea. I'm gonna guess this. Graphics quality, let's just go for simple. Input. WASD. Left, right. Unity's such a good thing. Okay. Space to start, restart. Press C to clear controls. Ooh, okay, this isn't WASD. JKFD. Yep, that's Epic Sax guy. J to jump, K to slash dash, F to... I assume that says slide and not sude. D to shoot bow. JKFD. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. Wait, what? Oh, Jesus. Why do I keep dying like that? Is this like procedurally generated? What's jump? That's jump. The problem is, like, I'm so unused to okay, I don't understand why I just keep randomly dying. I don't know if there's graphics I can't see. But also JKFD is such a weird control scheme. Well, there was Epic Sax guy at least. Interesting. Hell World! Venture into this dark pixel world and help our little friend to find his lost gold around the hell. It's got pixel art and minimalist graphics, auto-save game, easy controls, many and large levels, progression levels, boss, And finally, very fun. Download for Windows. This is one of the screenshots. Yep, that's okay. So we'll see, this is by GameX Studio, and this is their only game. So while it's downloading, let's see what else we can find. Door Simulator 2016. Annualized titles need a release each year. Bad jokes should be run into the ground. A weird sense of obligation begets a minimum effort made at the last minute. This time it actually simulates doors at least. Maybe next year they'll put some effort in. I'll play this while Hell World downloads. This is by Deep Floor. Why do I have to download an HTML file? This I really don't understand. I can't remember what the system of this is. I don't think it's twine. In front of you is a glistening door born from mahogany. It's short and arched. We're taking it all in. Multiple windows shaped like a triangle, and we can't see anything. This door appears to be impossible. It is twine, okay. Let's go for the door. This is a door wrought from nightmares. Its short, rounded top. You direct its eyes at existence. There's a single window in the shape of a small child, through which we can see nothing. Then there's several round panels. A switch made of gold and located on the bottom of the door. Hinges in bronze. The door opens, appears welcoming. What's the odds? I'm going to say this now. What are the odds that this is just procedurally generating a door every time? Let's see. You can't see me pointing at it, but that's the same structure. A shining door formed from hemlock. I like procedural generation and Markov chains and stuff like that, although I know this isn't a Markov chain, but besides the point. A single window in the shape of a heart, from which you can see something you'd rather not think about. There are several square panels, the levers made of flesh and located on the bottom of the door. In totality, this door appears loving and made of flesh. I'll let you make your own conclusions from that. I'm going to guess... Okay, fair enough. I like procedural generations. It gave us some interesting descriptions. And that's Door Simulator 2016, in which time we've hopefully given us enough time to open Pixel Inferno Ball, as the exe is called, but it's actually Hell World. We've even got to install this. Let's start. Can I make this bigger? Nope, this is by GameX Studio. Can I raise data, rate game, or play? Let's play. Okay. Where I am? Oh, I am in my house. The hell? I was just dreaming. And it was a horrible dream. But anyways, it was only a dream. Or not? I love this dialogue. I dreamt I lost all my valuable gold around the hell. Wait a moment. It was not a dream. Can I go back to Door Simulator? I lost all my gold while I was walking in the hell. No. I must and I will find all my lost gold, and you, yes you, the player of this game, you will help me. Well, let's do this. We've broken the fourth wall as well. Right. So arrow keys move us left and right. Q. The sound you can hear is me pressing every button on my keyboard. Jump is A. Nope. Oh god. I mentioned I'm bad at platformers. Okay, we can jump on them to kill them. A portal, okay. Okay, we passed level 1. Dimension 2. Is this going to drop us down? It does. Oh. Oh, Jesus. Oh! Well, I didn't see that coming. Okay, it just restarts us there. So... Okay, you can't touch the water. And we've started a lift that if we go back up it will crush us. Okay, the enemies aren't persistent. This isn't as easy as it looks, which is to say it isn't easy at all. Oh Jesus, this... Oh, I'm gonna struggle with this. This is probably the... Wait, now everything resets? This is actually somewhat challenging and has gameplay. Yep. Hey! No! Okay, but we've killed all the enemies in that run. So, what we have to do is survive the obstacles in this one. Which we're not doing a very good job of doing. To be fair, when I saw the dialogue... Oh, god damn it. When I saw the dialogue, I was not hopeful. No. Okay, so whenever you get on that lift, it goes up. Yeah, when I saw the dialogue, I was like, oh god damn it. I was like, this sounds terrible. And like, I'm just going to assume that it was kind of like, someone wanted to make a game, and I wanted to focus on the gameplay rather than dialogue or plot. Which is completely fine. Oh, I'm bad at games like this. See, visual novels. Visual novels I can beat easily. Right, concentrate. Damn it! These hitboxes. Okay. This... I'll give it one last life. This is pretty punishing. Just the fact that it's one hit death. And the hitboxes are not very generous. Like, it's just trying to get up on there is difficult enough because... Okay, last life. Before we see what else awaits us. Right. Damn it. Okay. That wasn't that bad. Considering what I was expecting from the dialogue. Arc AT. Your squadron is defeated. The blockade too powerful. You managed to launch your last rocket before being destroyed. Will this rocket be a one-hit wonder and destroy the entire enemy base? The goal is to fly past all the turrets and take out the enemy base and do as much damage as possible. Okay. So, because we already have one game downloading, I'm just going to edit the filters quickly. And just click Browse Games. Space Invaders. I've heard of this. But we'll see how many of these fall product to the fact that apparently Chrome can't run stuff in the Unity store. In the Unity store? In the Unity engine. Looks like that's the same for this. Oh no. Public Enemy is a third-person shooter game with more than 25 missions, 10 achievements, and more 15 items to buy like a jetpack, gloves, and weapons. Move on your feet or drive any vehicle you want from taxi to police car to tank. You're playing as Mr. X, which is known in the media as Public Enemy. He is against the corruption in his country. Take control and help him achieving his goals. Destroy everything, enemies, buildings, and vehicles. Jesus. And armors. Be sure to collect as much as possible of money and healthcare package. Check the shop and our power gauge to weapons. You can always earn 100k percent dollars with a reward video. Okay. This looks polished. We've got some funky music. Let's play. I didn't see any controls. Let's just go in blind. Kill 100 bad guys. I am ready. Oh boy. Jesus! That's a hell of a jump. Okay. Shoot it. Jesus. Oh god, I don't know how to change the mount sensitivity. Grenades, thank you. Okay, no animation for throwing grenades. Okay, this mouse sensitivity is crazy. Apparently I have to kill 92 more people. And this is the nicest looking game we've had so far, which is not really a prerequisite to me. It's a bit jerky. Like... But you know, this is... I'm not bored. Like, I'm generally not in for the shooter games these days, but... The arc on this grenade, and this jump! We have something called Hammer Time. I have not seen how to activate it yet. This is one problem I'm trying. But it appears that grenades are OP. Can't shoot this one guy. There we go. Whoa! Jesus, that jump! Health seems to be aplenty. Painkillers, they give me the strength to carry on. I agree with the sentiment. I also, I don't know how visible it is on the stream, but the arc on these grenades. It's just like, he just flings them up in the air. Also, I'm not quite sure what this gun noise is. Oh, I can hold down left click. That's going to make this much more efficient. I gotta kill one more person. Let's just throw grenades everywhere. Okay, that was the first mission. Oh, apparently it's called Hammer. That explains the Hammer Time. I got a trophy score. Destroy 10 black vans. Yeah, get fucked, black vans. Cool, the enemies aren't onto me yet. God, that grenade arc, I just can't get past it. Yeah, just blow up the fire, the truck with the fire symbol on it. This seems very similar to last level. We're just shooting at vans and not guns. Guns, people. Aha! Secret hidden crates. Oh, it's a shotgun. Jesus. Apparently I'm not hurt by the fact that I just walk into explosions and blow everything up. So, you know. Apparently I'm back to a pistol. I'm also out of grenades. This is going to make killing these guns very difficult. I said the health is just painkillers. This guy's going to have such a bad day. Okay, thankfully a meme map tells us where everything is. Oh, there was a... Ah, I got the hidden package. I mean... I won't say it's sophisticated, but, you know, it's not... It's probably, like, the most fun thing we've played so far. It's stupid and it's dumb, but, you know... Sometimes you need stupid and dumb. But that is enough of Public Enemy. Good job, Wagdy Pro. Smash the... So we've gone from Public Enemy to Smash the State! Prototype isometric action game created for Masters Animation Games and Interactivity Research Project at Armit by Koala Aesthetic. Okay. R to reset room, Q to destroy all entities, N next level. So, R. Okay, apparently we can fire... Okay, well, Q literally destroys all entities. Okay, that's pretty cool. I have no idea how my person is supposed to move around. I can point them, but I can't move them. Apparently the door's just gone. 1 second. I'm okay. I'm very streaming. I'm getting on with it. I say lot my housemate out. Okay, I like that it just procedurally generates environments. But then I can't actually do anything. We can blow everything up. Interesting. Doesn't work in Chrome. Twine! Another Twine game. This is Estranged by Gale Jade. Hashtag Dostoevsky. I wish I'd finished Crime Punishment now. Begin. Well, I get to enter my name. Ooh, I'm in the third person. JD wants to be your friend. I'm going to ignore myself. Lying in bed, a strange thought comes to our mind. Are you truly awake or still dreaming? You're not feeling yourself. You blinked several times and looked around you. All these things in your room, were they truly yours? You've never felt like this before. A bit scared, and you know you had to get out of there. So we're at the doctor's. Does this mean we're trying to perceive where we are or where we're going? Let's go to a party. I went to a party organised by our love interest. We felt shy and uncomfortable. No friends. Drank us out on a couch with people. When our love interest came to say hi and if we were enjoying it. So we can compliment our love interest. Everything's written in the past tense. So we can say we complimented them and it was a nice party. We complimented them and his interest got closer. Or would whisper love words to your love interest. I will lie and say it was a nice party. Okay, so this is changing. Ooh, okay. I wonder why that's doing that. I'm not sure yet. But I like this. There could be a twist here. Started to chat with you and you got carried away. They took their jacket off and apologised. Your love interest met you before but could not remember your name. I don't want to get mad at them. So we'll tell them our name. Okay, so I wonder if this is taking words out, because it says... Because now this is reading differently. You were lying in your bed. Strange thought to your mind. Were you you? Yourself? Around you? All these things. Were they you? Never get out of there. Or it could be a coincidence. If it isn't, it's very clever. Saw someone in the crowd and left. Kissed someone you didn't know. Let's go to the doctors. Doctor's office. You had trouble breathing and wanted to scream, your chest began to hurt. Finally let you in, sat down, waited for you to speak. But that still works. At the doctor's, you wanted to scream. Interesting. Wouldn't speak to this traitor or asked him for more medicine. I don't know why he'd be a traitor, so let's ask him for medicine. Doctor did a full checkup, he did not look at all. On after you told you that it was certain, if you called your friends, your colleagues, he was certain they would have to hang out of you. You needed a drug. You could just relax for the rest of the day. Concerned, writing some notes on a notebook after you sat down. Called your friends, your colleagues more often, who was certain they would have to hang out of you. Maybe that was all you needed. You're in perfect health and did not need any drugs. Maybe you could just reset and relax for the day. You could not think he was giving you a good advice. I don't know if we're supposed to select that and it's not possible. Better alone than in bad company. Would not fall for their tricks. Would not fall for their tricks does sound a little bit paranoid. So we're better alone. Oh, see, it's changing. So now our initials are there. You did not belong here. And see, this is now blank. It says had no friends. And love interest got carried away. And then now this reads the doctor wanted to hurt. The doctor let you down. You deserved your pain. Called your friends, your colleagues, they'll be happy to hang you. You needed a drug. The doctor gently patted you on the back. You reassured that you should go out more often, you'll be fine. So we can go back to the party, we can go to work. This is interesting. I'm not entirely sure how it's working, but it's interesting. So has anything changed this? You do not belong here. You deserved your pain. At the office, everyone laughing. You no one went to your desk. A few minutes later, your boss asked to see you. Everyone was working as usual. Some of them were laughing. I wonder if it's like how people can get it in their head. Like they're saying, like at the office, everyone laughing. But if you bring this in, it's like everyone was working as usual. Some of them were laughing. The way that sometimes people always think if someone's laughing, they're laughing at them. The same way there's like what's actually happening, but what you're perceiving. Like what your mind is blanking out makes you feel bad. Oh, so these are also blanked out. I wonder if it's just because like of previous options we couldn't select them. You were never good. We won't trust their lies. That's the only option we have. Yeah, you were lying to yourself. You were never there. JD was. You took your love interest to the party, you did not belong there. Your love interest got carried away. Your love interest could remember your name, whereas here it's like, met you before. Okay, I realise your love interest kissed you. The doctor hurt you. Check up on your friends, your colleagues, they would be happy to drug you. The doctor should go. At the office, everyone ignored you. You were always redundant, you never worked. This is really clever. Like, because it takes some skill to make this flow both ways and still tell essentially two stories. See, I wish people did, like, I know there's a lot of twine stuff out there, but I like it when people kind of do clever stuff like this. Talk about restructurations, redundancies. In her opinion, you never did anything wrong, you always worked efficiently, she was willing to give you any recommendation you needed and wished you'd look in your job hunt. She was certainly your land well. But then of course you down the back. You're always redundant, you never worked. We can't... I don't know if these are supposed to like represent blanked out options because we've made different choices, or the idea is that like you could say this but you can't. Would not let them hurt you. And then they call security and kick you out of the office. This is still the same. We can go back to the doctor. Do we want to push back or do we stand still? I guess we stand still. Oh! It was JD, it was JD all along, being your worst enemy, growing under your skin, burdening your thoughts with strokes of gloom, your memories fell short. JD was in you, you were never JD. You have no end. Okay. You know what? That was pretty good. I think that was clever. Good job, Gail Jade, otherwise known as Elise Trin? Trinish? Jam games. Jam games always end up with interesting things. I like it. Rolling Gauntlet has finally downloaded. This is going to be like a complete knee jerk from interesting twine game to Super Monkey Ball style game. Oh Jesus, 2 gigs. Next game, while we wait for that again. Oh, Woman by Anch. Comic Sans. Silence proceeded to give way to footsteps, leaving behind a soft impression on snow. A shadow approached a fork. Monolithic in its definition, it walked with singular determination. Its gait, never wavering. Oh, Christ, this is going fast. Never questioned its own favour and purpose. Thus, to find a shadow was only a facade for the beauty it held within. So much of what it had, and so much of what the world had failed to see. An ocean lay within it, which people seldom seek to understand. Some did, others didn't care. For millennia it hid in this facade, hoping one day the world shall cast enough light to disintegrate all the darkness that wrapped itself like a cocoon around it. It wandered the world in different forms in different places during different eras, waiting for the day it would finally emerge out of that cocoon and the world would accept what lay within. Waiting for the day that the world would accept it for what it was. Okay. Spliced into a plural now continued on their new paths, never looking back from where they came. Paths being defined, a collective force clearly pushed them ahead. This force, gentle yet persistent, grew the more they opposed. They continued walking, hoping to they'll meet an intersection, finding just how their paths have altered them permanently. Can we click either of these as a choice? Let's go with this. Two footprints walking differently. One is confident, sure of every step, never hesitating. Boldness a sigil it wears with pride. The other walks in calmness. Each step sure of its purpose and place, yet firm within its will to reach the task of altering the very threads in which the matter around was formed. Together, divided they walked, and on the horizon emerged an intersection, lying for two figures to appraise it and fulfill its purpose. Confidence two spirits. Gazing at her own reflection against her glasses to look better at itself. Light had dispersed the darkness around her. She was now a woman. Dressed in a brown overcoat, with mittens adorning her palms, she rubbed them while standing, waiting for someone. She went by the name of W, a fiercely independent woman who was one of strong voices for gender equality in her culture, She now stood gazing at another of her kind. I like what it's doing with the text. I just wish it did it slower so I could see what was different. Like shadow, you can see what's done here, but like reflection, I think originally spelled itself out backwards, but then it changed too quickly. Equaling lightness and contrast, reflection and shadow to one of a few feet behind W stood M, which I guess is the reflection of a W. When she comes to respect despite their differences, M was among the few beacons of hope for women's women where she came from. A region that once been the flag bearer of progressive outlook at gender roles, things had gone from bad to worse for many of them. In the society, still a semblance of some respect, particularly if they belonged to the higher economic strata, but in their homes they rarely did. And was there any difference? Not according to W, at least. The two tiny windows that cut through their veil, the only way they could see beyond darkness. That's what W thought of M and her kind. That's when the cracks began widening into a rift until they lived literally worlds apart. What had once been a fork, there were now two different worlds. Assalamu alaikum, Madame W. Curtsied M with a slight bow, a small indicator of respect. Oh, this might be hard to read out. We're just going to have to follow it on the screen. Both women looked at you. They gave you a short smile before looking ahead of the city. Walking down the street together, a parallel circumstance of a disparate reality they shared. It's good to see both of you being yourself and following your traditions even in a strange land. Okay, so I don't know if that's just using sister as a general term or if they're actually sisters. Surprised to see you turn up in a hijab. Okay. Interesting. If you're watching, you're going to have to read this for yourself because I'll never read it quickly enough. So essentially one of them is saying, you're not in an Islamic country, you shouldn't wear the hijab because it's a sign of oppression of women, but the person wearing the hijab feels that they wear it because that's what they want to do. I agree with you, Robson. Like, this is interesting, but I wish it wasn't in Comic Sans. It kind of undermines the tone a little bit. It's an interesting topic. It's not entirely sure what it's just I don't feel particularly educated enough to really make a comment on it. Couldn't agree more with you, however, if I'm not mistaken, I believe sisters of your faith do not see the Western woman in a positive light either. Women from the Western present their own vanity and attempt to compete with one another to meet a fixed model of beauty they trap themselves in the cage of their own making. Well, seriously, do you believe in that? I'm told to believe in that, also I don't. I can think for myself and believe the cage exists for all of us. Men or women with or without hijab, we're not exempt from looking at the inherent model of beauty without our self-consciousness pricking up from within and fueling our insecurities about our appearance. Women, subject to the word vanity wars more, aren't men insecure about their looks too? I think this is a universal rule and applying exclusive to Western would be a little unfair. It's a fair point if you look at cultures like that. Religion is an integral part of our feminist movement because it's the only way we can believe we can convince our entire society. That's an interesting comment. I see the game is making the same question I'm wondering. How does religion manifest into this? I would say that religion is inseparable from our culture. I wouldn't say that we shouldn't criticise. I think we absolutely should criticise religion. Again, I don't know if they're just saying generally that lives are really rooted in religion. Maybe the characters are saying that their lives are, which makes sense given what they've discussed before. I wonder if it's making a point that some people say that it's sometimes hypocritical for devout Muslims to say that there should be feminism because of certain things. But then again, I'd say that's the exact same point for Christianity. Neither isn't particularly great on this stuff. But I would absolutely say that we should criticise religion when pursuing cultural advancement, especially when it comes to feminism, because a lot of our things are misogynistic are rooted in religion. So I guess saying that religion isn't the problem, it's people interpreting the religion. It's a fair point. Religion is a tool for people to do the wrong thing. It's interesting. I've come across a lot of feminist writings, but I've never really seen it from an Islamic perspective before. Let's stop moving the mouse in front of everything. Somewhat educational as well. But I'm not probably the best person to make a religious plea to, considering I'm not religious. It's a fair point that W is making. Something written millennia ago really doesn't have the most relevance to how we are. And I would also disagree. I don't believe it's the only way that we have. There are many secular societies that function very well without religion at its core. Fundamental incompatibility between both streams of feminist movement which arises from their inability to understand each other's culture. Both of us understand fail the other's viewpoint and in turn believe the way we think is the only right way. I think that's generally not a problem for feminism as much as it's a problem for everyone. So feminism has this problem, all movements have this problem, no one just flat out agrees. I feel this is almost making its point too much in some regards. Like, I feel it's retreading the same thing in some ways. It's an interesting discussion. I just feel it's a little bit circular. But it's a good discussion to have, even if it is a little circular. A mandatory one-year course that focuses on foreign cultures. Knowledge and understanding is the only way you can remove baseless prejudices. Let's see. It's an interesting concept, but what cultures do you focus on? That's the question. There's so many. I mean, there's an interesting thing to say that ours is the only culture that matters. But I wonder if how much of that stems from like being in that culture. Like the culture that matters to most people inherently is the one they're part of. I guess the counter argument is without religion, would there even be a fight to fight? It's always interesting when people do things like this in Twine, where it's a discussion between two people, but they're writing the same person. Because it's always an interesting thing to try and perceive if there's one side they slightly more agree with. So I guess the idea is that what they're saying is religion has always had these ideas, but it's how people interpreted them where things get muddled. But it is interesting to see these kind of discussions from a non-Western perspective, and I'm assuming this is from a non-Western perspective. It'd be very odd for someone from the West to write it from this perspective, because it'd be a bit inappropriate in some ways. Yeah, I know very little about Islamic feminism. It's interesting. Because, again, like I guess the perception we get from our media is that things for women in Islamic cultures are very bad, but I guess this is kind of arguing that it isn't as bad? Hard to say. That's true, there have been powerful Islamic politicians and leaders. And I guess it is true that I don't think too many people are familiar with that, but at the same time I think it's probably because the West doesn't tend to report on Islamic culture. It's like, to be honest, I couldn't name the Prime Minister of anybody in a Middle Eastern country or any Islamic country. But at the same time, outside of England, I probably couldn't name any in Europe either. I didn't know about Benazir Bhutto, because I remember there was something that happened with her in Pakistan that was, I think it was Pakistan, that was all over the news. I can't remember if she was assassinated or something. But again, I do feel this is kind of going very circular at the moment. I feel it needs to kind of move on to a different point. So apparently we can't hear that. Okay, this is interesting, but I kind of feel it's kind of going just in circles now. So let's move on to something different. Cube. Again, this is always an interesting thing with Ichio. You just kind of lurch from like one really different thing to another. Oh, okay, that was cool. So there's a Jack Lee hamster with a cube. Produced for Indies versus PewDiePie. Name. Can't highlight. Apparently there's an avatar. I'm not seeing it. Apparently this... Okay, very confused. Left, right, move. So we're this guy. Up, jump, slash wall jump. Space, shoot. Down, crawl, esque, self-destruct. Whoa. Okay. Oh, we could just go down there. Let's shoot these down. Have we used that? Oh, knock that down. Crawl glacially. Jump. Guess this is what we're going for. Whoa, okay. So I guess it's just kind of find your way to the hole. Wait, what? Is that an AI or... It's not a health bar, is that an actual person? Okay, this took a turn. Can't just hold down space. Just hammer this button. Get stuck on physics. Are these just like different players or AIs or what? This hasn't really hooked me. I'll carry on. I think I'm going to stop there for now. I think we've gotten through a multitude of games. But we'll continue with Rolling Gauntlet and finish there, because I didn't spend half an hour waiting it for download for no reason. Unreal Engine. Tutorial. So, whilst don't fall off. Good. I don't know if there's... Oh dear, the pause button doesn't actually pause anything. There's a nice fire effect. So I don't know if there's a resolution option, because the one problem is like, that first one, the ball's going to cut off. Nice flame effect there. No! So yeah, that was an interesting game, the woman game. I believe it was called Woman. It just went on. I thought it would be an interesting way to explore it, but it seemed to get quite circular and just kind of going in circles. Every level has hazards. Boy. This is gonna... Okay, who needs a tutorial? Rolling Gauntlet. Let's play demo stage 1. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Oh, okay, my mouse controls the camera. So... does the ball jump? Oh, I think it does. Okay, I see. So those beams of light going across, if we hit them, we bounce off. It seems slightly more fair than the previous others. No! Try and build up some momentum. No! Just brute force our way past it, eventually. So I guess the problem is we need... there we go. Oh! Cuked it. No! Damn it. Okay, I think we need some more momentum there. This game doesn't run very well. I think we'll miss it. No! Okay. This is not nearly as fun as 30 minutes worth would have promised me. Rolling Gauntlet, you've ended us on a bad note. Unless the next one looks incredible. And it isn't. Okay, so... I'm going to wrap it up there. Not quite sure how that was. I don't know if I've got a history. I think the best one was Estranged by Gale Jade. Which was that one with the missing words and stuff. What else had they done? From Her, a narrative platformer game. Damsel in Distress Simulator. Discover what it takes to be a good damsel in distress. I'm sensing satire. I wish I had not played this game. Interactive fiction. A procedural horror poem? A debate simulator? And group. Procedural horror poem are words I've not seen put together before. This was for Asylum Jam. I remember hearing about Asylum Jam. And Procedural Generation Jam. A Robson special. My hair, it knows, it's melting! I can't hurt it, it's slippery, it's I. Okay, this is why I love Procedural Generation. This is really good. Maybe I was born this way, it knows, it's crumbling. See, these all scan, that's the thing. It has to stop, it's burning my mind. See, these actually work! This is a cool Procedural Generation thing. Maybe it's my fate that I can't scream endlessly. That's pretty good. I will follow this person, and I'll wrap it up there. Gale Jade, you deliver good things. So that was the first time doing the Itch.io Roulette, which was a bit hit and miss. Especially the first 30 minutes. Having a black screen for some games because I didn't realise what was going on. But you know, we'll iron out those errors. Some interesting things. Some didn't work. I still wish that Old Blossom worked. But yeah, I think my favourite from all that was the Estranged. Very clever use of twine. So yeah. I think the plan is I'll try and do this at least every fortnight. Maybe I'll actually specifically download something that can run the Unity web player. And maybe not have so many download games. Or I'll download all the download games in advance. Because it's also interesting, like, of course we can't do the paid one because I just don't think we would ever. It'll probably just pile up too much. But, like, this is where you can see some like really like stuff that's obviously had a lot of stuff put into the graphics at least. I'm not a graphics person, but like, it means you can create some interesting environments. Like this looks beautiful. Elensar. See, that looks lovely as well. Once Upon a Platform. So yeah, and this thing, I would recommend this to everyone, to anyone. It's just like, just go flicking through Itch.io. Might find something interesting. Or you might find something like that very weird game. Yeah. I'll put this on YouTube. We'll try it again sometime. I'm glad that I actually tried it, because I was like, I shouldn't do this. But, you know. Anyway, thanks for watching all 2 of you who watched. 2 is better than none.